This conflict is largely viewed from the side of NATO and US forces. Media access is regularly granted and journalists often travel to the front line. Rarely, though, do we see these battles from the other side. The Taliban, in an apparent attempt to display its resurgence, has delivered 14 tapes to Al Jazeera. We cannot be certain when or where these images were filmed. Among the footage, attacks on Afghan police vehicles. The tape shows one person trying to escape before being shot. The cars are then set alight. Another tape shows Taliban fighters proudly displaying what they discovered last year at an empty US military outpost. They appear particularly intrigued by the night vision goggles.
The Taliban like to show powerful himself and show their enemy weak. And if I don't know how much the people believe that in the villages.
The Taliban carried out a month-long campaign of suicide bombings and roadside attacks during Ramadan. These tapes demonstrate some of the techniques being used. NATO and the US-led coalition forces in Afghanistan say that they've made significant advances against the enemy in recent months, while the Taliban claims that it's increasing its support across the country. But with so much propaganda being disseminated from all sides of this conflict, it's difficult for anyone here to know just who's telling the truth. The tapes also provide an insight into the mindset of those fighting this conflict. And from the US side as well. These images from a Dutch television documentary were among the tapes sent to us by the Taliban. The desire to gain the psychological advantage has meant that armed groups here and across the Middle East have now embraced propaganda in a big way. On all sides of the Afghan conflict, there is an awareness that while the battles are important, the message may help win the war. Hamish Macdonald, Al Jazeera, Kabul.